this is Josh and welcome back to Porfection. Today we have the first of a series of 4 videos regarding my strategies and my personal experience of purchasing $700,000 worth of vehicles over a period of 7 years while driving those vehicles a combined total of well over 100,000 miles and doing so for free. So stay tuned to this first of the series, and I hope to be able to relay some interesting information and techniques that I have employed through the subsequent series and the strategies that I implemented in order to do that. So on this part 1, I wanted to go through the exact vehicles that I purchased, how long I owned those vehicles, the approximate mileage, and then the sales price, and kind of give you all a glimpse of the losses that I took. And again, this started about 7 years ago that I began kind of tracking this. And so let's just get started. So the first vehicle, it was a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. What was interesting about this one, it did have the rare Hemi engine. We owned this vehicle about 5 years and drove it a little over 50,000 miles. We paid approximately $50,000 for it, and I traded it in for $39,000. So took a loss of $11,000 on that vehicle. Now, kind of specifically on that vehicle of what helped me not to lose as much money. One, just that's low depreciation type vehicle, that type of SUV and Jeep. Did get an employer discount on that. Well, not the employer, more like the partner. We'll go into that more in subsequent videos. And it did have the Hemi, which is fairly rare on the newer generation Grand Cherokees. The next vehicle was a 2016 Subaru WRX. Also had this one about 5 years and drove it 50,000 miles. I purchased that one for $27,000 and I traded it for $18,000. So I lost $9,000 over that time period with that vehicle. The next one is a 2009 Porsche 911 4S Cabriolet. Had this one for 2 years, drove it 3,000 miles. I paid $62,000. It was CPO certified. And I sold it for $69,000, so a gain of $7,000. Now that one I kind of caught the upward market trend, and this is right before prices really took off. But there was still an upward trend on especially 997 with manuals, and I was able to come out to the green on that one. The next one is a 2013 Porsche 911 4S. Now this vehicle I still own, so I used numbers that were very conservative on what I thought I could sell it for. Most of these numbers of the 5 vehicles that I currently own, I feel like I could drive to a dealer and drop it off and get this amount of money. So I paid $87,000 for it. I've owned it for 2 years. I've driven it 5,000 miles. And I figured that I could sell that car for $83,000 or a loss of $4,000. The next one is a 2020 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Had that vehicle for 1 year, drove it 5,000 miles, and paid $47,000 for it, and traded it in for $48,000. The next one's a 2021 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Had that one for 1 year, drove it 5,000 miles, paid $50,000 and traded it in for $53,000, so a gain of $3,000. The next one is a 2021 Dodge Charger Scat Pack. Also 1 year, also 5,000 miles. Purchased it for $46,000 and traded it in for $46,000. The next one is a 2012 Cadillac CTS Coupe. Purchased this one not long ago, owned it for 1 year. I still own this vehicle. I've driven in it about 1,500 miles. I paid $23,000 for it. I figured that I could sell it for $20,000, so a loss of $3,000. a 2022 Jeep Grand Cherokee Trailhawk. This one, 1 year, driven at 5,000 miles, paid $54,000 for it. I figure, and maybe I'm a little off on this one, but I think I could get $51,000 for it. It is the only year of the Trailhawk that has the naturally aspirated engine in it. As you know, they've since gone to where they're all the hybrid model. And then I have two 2022 Porsche 718 Spyders. Own them both for close to a year. Have 0 miles on one, 1,000 miles on the other. I paid $112,000 for the first one, and conservatively I could sell it for $15,000 more than that. The other one I've driven 1,000 miles. I paid $115,000 for it. Conservatively, I feel like I could make $10,000 on that one. So if you total all of these up, that's 7 years, 130,000 miles, purchase price of $673,000. And again, with these kind of conservative figures, I would be $5,000 to the good. So even if you discount, you may say, well, you know, you kind of ended this discussion with two limited edition 718 Spyders that give you $25,000. So I will preface that even without those cars, driving 130,000 miles for even $19,000 is pretty good to do. And of course, when I'm trading like that, I'm not capturing that here, but your maintenance cost, my maintenance cost has been nearly zero over that entire time. So even most of the oil changes have been covered due to the first free or the first 3 free, and tires and brakes. I just haven't had those expenses. So again, just going through, the Wranglers and the Charger also had that Friends discount. The CTS Coupe was kind of at the bottom of the depreciation curve. The Spyders, of course, are super rare. But what I want to do during the next 3 parts of the series is to go through the 3 strategies that I have implemented in order to kind of pull this off. So one will be the strategies of when you're purchasing a car new. Second is buying fully depreciated cars. And then the third, the most risky of all, is trying to discern market trends and predict what that next collectible will be. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like and subscribe so you don't miss any of my infrequent updates, and look for those next 3 in the video series if any of those interest you. We'll see you next time.